It's
I
like sitting
just
in the
miss
front
Kermit.
row.
I just miss the old days. I just miss. I mean, not because I think the game was better. It was different because the rules were different. That's okay.
Yeah.
But what I miss is I just thought there was a level of competitiveness that I don't see now. I
Like
think guys,
more rivalry.
Oh, yes, Chicago against the
yeah,
Knicks and
yeah, or
Detroit
against
against
Detroit and Detroit
oh,
against
yeah, oh,
Boston and Boston against LA, and those guys wanted to. They wanted to destroy each other. You know what I mean? Like they
Yeah.
wanted to dominate those other teams. You know, like they took it personally when they lost to those teams, and
Yeah.
part of that's because you didn't have free agency back then, so teams tended to stay together 5, 6,
yes,
7 years.
Yeah.
It would be different now because half your team would leave within 3 years, and you have to replace them. It wouldn't be the same. Um, but back then, the rivalries were just so heated, and the
you
dislike
know.
that they had for each other was real. You know?
You know what you know though. You know what you know though. You're talking about 15 Hall of Famers probably, or 20 Hall of Famers in that with the Detroit and Boston and
Exactly,
LA and all
Yeah.
those
exactly,
teams like that. You had
exactly.
guys that were legendary,
Yes,
and they
exactly.
did not want to lose. They did not
No,
lose.
and those guys were fierce competitors. You know, Magic and Bird and Isaiah. Those they were not nice guys to their teammates. Like Jordan, same thing. They were not friendly. Like
Yeah,
they demanded excellence out of their team and their teammates,
yeah,
and
you're
and
right.
it
And
just
if they
made the
lost, wait, David, if they lost, they
yeah.
weren't hugging and kissing each other after the game.
No, no,
Oh my
no,
God, no.
no.
Oh,
We're not
We
going
have
out
a
afterwards. Like, we're not all
we
going out to eat dinner together. Like,
right. We have a mutual friend. He's about 10 years younger than me, so he's probably, 35, 36, and he didn't see the Detroit, Chicago, and all that.
yeah,
And when I was talking about it, he was like, because I was saying that, guys would get into it every game.
oh,
And he's
yeah.
like, "Really? It was like that?" I'm like, "Yeah, it was
oh,
for real. It was
every
not
game.
like now."
They
Oh,
hated each other. I
oh,
saw like I was in Chicago Stadium. Lambeer, 5 minutes into the game, turned around and knocked Scottie Pippen out with an elbow.
Yeah,
Knocked him out.
right.
What? What?
yes.
That's just what happened back then.
Yeah, but you know what, and they say on the well, Michael played in a soft time. They were, guys weren't as
Yeah,
rough, or I told
Oh
him it's 10
no,
times rougher back then. We're not even
absolutely.
going back to the Detroit team before that with
Right,
Bob Lanier, Norwood,
right, right.
Transman. I mean, they were
yeah,
thugs. Norwood, they were thugs,
Yeah,
and they were
yeah.
playing the Cold Arena where there were thugs sitting in the stands,
Right,
ready
right,
to
right, right.
oh
Right.
my God.
It
And
was
then
just different.
Chicago,
Like, yeah,
the
those
Chicago
guys.
Sloan and Van Leer wanted to fight every play. No,
Right?
no, I mean, yeah, I'm serious.
Yeah,
Every
yeah.
play.
yeah,
There
And
was a
so
great story about Sloan and Van Leer that Johnny Ray Kerr told me. He said when so I guess Sloan was with the Baltimore Bullets then, right? And they were playing Chicago somewhere. I don't know where. I don't know if it was in Chicago or Baltimore. But he said he went in and Van Leer fouled him really hard going to the basket, and they both fell down. And of course, they got up swinging.
oh
And he
yeah.
said the fight lasted so long, like they went off the court. Like there was like a double door and led to the jet. They went back
Oh
the
my
whole way, and they still.
yeah, that's I told you Van Leer and Calvin Murphy got in it. It looked like bumblebees fighting. I mean, they were just I mean, yeah, I'm serious. But you got fined $50, $100. Now the
Right,
guys you can get fined $1 million
yeah,
because they get
right.
suspended. Everybody had a tough guy.
yeah,
I
Yeah,
mean,
she didn't
and
mess
you
with.
oh, you didn't oh my God, no, you didn't mess with
Yeah,
them at all. And
yeah.
so but nowadays, very few guys that aggressive